Host Mark Elias, welcome to Defending Democracy. Republicans are trying to suppress your vote and rig the 2026 midterms. But today's guest is fighting back. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, one of the fiercest new voices in politics, is going head-to-head with GOP leaders in Congress and leading the charge for fair maps in Texas. In this interview, she unpacks what Democrats learned from the November 4th, 2025 elections, why California's Proposition 50 is a nationwide blueprint, and what's really happening behind closed doors with the Epstein files. First, subscribe to Democracy Docket to stay in the fight. Congresswoman Crockett, welcome back. Jasmine Crockett, absolutely. Great to be here. Mark, since we last spoke, Donald Trump has fully embraced authoritarianism. Your Republican colleagues in the House have shown zero spine. And on November 4th, they got crushed in Virginia, New York, Georgia, Mississippi, everywhere. Dealer's choice. Where do you want to start? I'm dying to talk about that beautiful ass-kicking on election night. Jasmine, it was beautiful. Progressives won. Moderates won. Statewide Democrats took seats we haven't seen since 2006 in non-presidential years. Georgia elected 2 statewide Democrats for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Mississippi Democrats broke the GOP Senate supermajority. But let's start with redistricting, because California just handed us a masterclass. Mark, California's Prop 50 banned partisan gerrymandering by voter initiative. Texas Republicans, meanwhile, just rammed through a hyper-gerrymandered map. What do you make of the contrast? Jasmine, California did 3 things right. 1, they took it to the people. 2, they didn't start the fight, but they finished it. 3, voters said, hell no, not on my watch. That was a national rebuke of Donald Trump. We saw it in Mississippi, Georgia, Virginia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, everywhere. Texas Governor Greg Abbott knows Texans would never vote for this map. That's why he refused to put it on the ballot. He wants to be a tyrant, just like his idol in the White House. If Texas had a Prop 50-style referendum, it would fail spectacularly. Abbott is terrified of democracy. Mark, Republicans claim they're fixing maps based on a Galveston federal ruling that supposedly allows dismantling coalition districts. You testified in Austin. Walk us through their excuse. Jasmine, they lied. They cited a letter from Trump's DOJ under Pam Bondi, claiming the 2021 maps were racist and needed redrawing. Then they pivoted to a Galveston ruling they misread. I cross-examined a legislator who insisted the ruling let them erase coalition districts. I said, that's not the holding. They doubled down until their own filings admitted they got it wrong. Even Ken Paxton, told Abbott to stop citing Bondi's letter because it would tank the case. If Paxton thinks you're screwing up, you're in trouble. Mark, the map was drawn by an RNC operative in Washington, D.C., who ignored local input. Texas GOP leaders admitted they were handed the map and told to vote yes. How does that happen? Jasmine, it's not representation. It's dictation. The RNC and Trump White House designed a map to maximize GOP seats and minimize Black and Latino voting power. In North Texas, they cracked Grand Prairie, a fast diversifying city, into 3 pieces on the Tarrant County side. They gave me a sliver and the rest to Republicans. Across the state, African-American voting strength is now 1/5 that of Anglo-Texans. Latinos have 1/3. This isn't redistricting. It's racial vote dilution. Mark, Democrats filed suit immediately, my firm included. A 10-day hearing exposed the D.C. drafter admitting he ignored Texas input. What's the political impact if this map stands? Jasmine, they claim 5 GOP pickups. I say 1 or 2 at most. Let's break it down. Dallas-Fort Worth, currently 3 safe Democratic seats, TX 30, TX 33, TX 32. New map packs TX 30 and TX 33, making them ultra-democratic, but eliminating TX 32's viability. TX 24, Beth Van Dyne Biden won it in 2020. She's under 10 points now. Post-November 4th, Democrats are swinging at least 10 points in specials, often more. She's toast. Border districts TX 15, TX 28, TX 34 Republicans thought they'd flip all 3. Only Monica de la Cruz won. Henry Cuellar, indicted, House raided, still won a district Trump carried by 7. A popular Latino artist is challenging de la Cruz. Vicente Gonzalez is fundraising like crazy. These stayed Democratic. Mark Houston, Jasmine, Harris County, Texas's largest and most diverse, is always targeted. They're trying to create a Latino opportunity district that's actually Anglo-controlled unless Latinos overperform. But after IC raids and record deaths in custody, Latino turnout could spike against Republicans. Mark, bottom line, even with this map, Republicans don't get 5 seats. Jasmine, not even close. November 4th proved voters are rejecting Trumpism. If courts block this map, or if Democrats overperform, we hold a House. Mark, we'll be right back with more from Congresswoman Crockett, including why the GOP is keeping the House shut down to block an Epstein Files vote. Democracy docket plug. Republicans are rigging maps and suppressing votes. Support independent pro-democracy media. Become a premium member at the link below. Segment fade out. Mark Elias. We're back with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Before the break, we exposed Texas's gerrymander map. Now, why hasn't the House done anything in 4 months? Mark, Eric Swalwell calls this the Epstein Shutdown. Republicans won't bring the House back to avoid swearing in Arizona's new Democratic member-elect, which would give Democrats 218 signatures on a discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. You agree? Jasmine, 100%. They refused to sign the discharge petition. With 218 signatures, we override Speaker Mike Johnson and force a floor vote. Every no vote goes on their record. I voted protect pedophiles. They can't hide behind thoughts and prayers anymore. Mark. So they're keeping the House dark to avoid the vote? Jasmine, exactly. Johnson is doing Trump's bidding. He doesn't want Congress debating Trump's pedophile friends, or the beauty pageant rumors, or E. Jean Carroll's verdict. The House could pass individual appropriations bills right now, open the legislative branch, fund the military, pay staff. Instead, we're on layaway with continuing resolutions. Mark, staff are missing paychecks. Jasmine, I just lost a staffer. Members are feeling the pinch. That's the only reason we might see movement. But we could be working. Johnson chooses shutdown to shield Trump. Mark, you texted a Republican colleague. Shouldn't we be back? He said, I hope so, but I have no idea. Even they admit this is pathetic. Jasmine, they're letting Marjorie Taylor Greene trash Mike Johnson on liberal media tours. He's a punching bag. But none of them have the guts to defy Trump. Mark, November 4th was a bloodbath for Republicans. Trump blamed Congress, not fraud. Johnson just took it. Jasmine, because they're spineless. Trump knows he can't cry fraud when losses are statewide with huge margins. So he scapegoats House Republicans. And they thank him for it. Mark, behind closed doors, do any Republicans admit they're pathetic? Jasmine, some do, one told me. I'd rather we just get back to work. But they won't cross Trump. They know the base worships him. Mark, discharge petition update? Jasmine, we're 1 seat away. Arizona's special election swear-in gives us 218. Houston's runoff is Democrat versus Democrat, another guaranteed seat. Johnson can't keep the House shut down forever. We will vote on the Epstein files. Mark, and every Republican no vote will be public. Jasmine, permanent. They can't filibuster or hide. It's a roll call. Mark, let's talk Marjorie Taylor Greene. Era of you dismantling her over? She's suddenly concerned about health care premiums. Jasmine, she wants to run for Senate against Raphael Warnock. Polls were brutal last cycle. Trump told her to stand down. Now she's rebranding. But her voting record? She supported the big ugly bill that gutted health care. Democrats warned 15 to 17 million would lose coverage. She voted yes. Premiums are skyrocketing because $1 trillion was yanked from the system and given to the 1%. She's complicit. Mark, she's pretending to care now. Jasmine, convenient epiphany. Democrats extend ACA subsidies. She'll vote to let them expire, while making tax cuts for billionaires permanent. Hypocrisy. Mark, you're saying she's not moderate. She's calculating. Jasmine, hell no. She's polling for Senate viability. If she beats Warnock in a general, she's a GOP nominee. But Georgians see through her. Mark, more after break. Texas redistricting deep dive, and whether Crockett is running for Senate. Democracy docket plug. Support the fight against gerrymandering. Premium membership link below. Segment fade out. Mark Elias, welcome back. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is breaking down the GOP's desperate attempts to rig 2026. Let's zoom into Texas. Mark, the new Texas map drawn in D.C., handed to GOP legislators. You testified. What's the play-by-play? Jasmine, North Texas. 3 saved Dem seats become 2. TX 30 mine and TX 33 are packed. Over 50% black, CVAP in mine, naturally occurring most compact district in Texas. They cracked Grand Prairie into 3 pieces to dilute Tarrant County's diversity. Statewide, black voting strength equals 1/5 of Anglos. Latinos equals 1/3. Racial gerrymandering, plain and simple. Mark, seat-by-seat impact. Jasmine, TX 32, Julie Johnson gone. Packed into other districts. TX 24, Beth Van Dyne vulnerable. Biden won it. She's under 10 points. Democratic swing since Trump's election, 10+ points. She loses. Border, TX 15, 28, 34 GOP expected 3-0. Got 1-2. Henry Cuellar indicted. Held a Trump +7 district. Vicente Gonzalez dominates fundraising. Monica de la Cruz faces a beloved Latino artist. These stay blue. Houston, Harris County targeted again. Latino Opportunity District is Anglo-controlled unless Latinos surge. Post-ICE raids? They will. Mark, you say Republicans net 1 to 2 seats max? Jasmine, even if the map stands. November 4th swings were massive. Indiana Republicans are backing off gerrymandering. Virginia's new Democratic supermajority is ready to redraw fair maps. The arms race is backfiring. Mark, courts? Jasmine, we're seeking a temporary injunction. The D.C. drafter admitted ignoring Texas input. Paxton's letter called the map racist. If Section 2 holds, coalition districts are protected. We win. Mark, your district, TX 30, is a Section 2 seat. Supreme Court risk? Jasmine, real, but it's naturally occurring. 52% black CVAP pre-2021, still protected at 48%. Most compact in Texas. If SCOTUS guts Section 2, every minority district is at risk. Mark, bottom line, this map is a Hail Mary that's already failing. Jasmine, voters are awake. Trumpism is toxic. Even with rigged lines, we hold. Mark, Senate rumors, your name is everywhere. What can you say? Jasmine, I'm seriously considering it. Texas needs an unprecedented candidacy. I represent 1/38 of the state. My name ID matches candidates who spent $100 million plus. I don't take crap from anyone. I fight for people. Mark, polls? Jasmine, general matchup versus Ken Paxton. I'm 1 point behind, within margin of error. No GOP primary beatdown yet. Cornyn is begging Trump for an endorsement. November 4th proved that's poison. Mark, more after the break. Why Democrats must fight like hell in 2026. Democracy docket plug. Gerrymandering lawsuits need your support. Join now. Mark Elias. We're back with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, dissecting GOP desperation and her potential Senate run. Mark, you're polling 1 point behind Ken Paxton in a general, without $100 million spent. Cornyn is courting Trump's endorsement. Thoughts? Jasmine, Trump's endorsement is a double-edged sword. Helps Cornyn in the primary. Kills him in the general. November 4th was a referendum on Trumpism. Paxton is a train wreck, suing Tylenol for autism. But Cornyn tying himself to Trump will drag him down. Mark, your brand, fighter. You dismantle Republicans daily. Is that natural or strategic? Jasmine, natural. I was a public defender. Underdog every day. Limited resources. Clients the system forgot. I see humanity in everyone. Republicans at airports tell me they love me. Traditional GOP doesn't hate someone demanding federal funds Texas earned or defending civil rights for all. Mark, why don't more Democrats fight like you? Jasmine, fear. Some think civility wins. Voters want warriors. Look at New York's mayor race. He fought for the forgotten. People believed he'd try. That's what wins. Mark, your Senate pitch? Jasmine, Texas tough. Put people first. Expand the electorate. Obama voters, non-voters. I've been attacked on Fox nonstop. Lies don't stick. I motivate the disengaged. Mark, 2026 alarm level? Jasmine, high. Trump wants troops at polls. Bought Dominion via an ally, gerrymandering nationwide. But scare tactics are part of suppression. We counter with infrastructure. Mark, no King's Day rallies, record turnout. How do we scale that? Jasmine, train citizens as poll watchers. 1 day off each. Lawyers train everyday people. Real-time reporting. Emergency court filings. Build an army. Mark, message to worried Democrats? Jasmine, be alarmed but organize. Lives depend on it. People are dying from starvation, lack of health care, depression. November 4th gave us joy. We need more. Mark, final segment after break. Voter suppression playbook and how to stop it. Democracy docket plug. Support election litigation. Premium link below. Segment fade out. Mark Elias. Final segment with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. 2026 is a war for democracy. Mark. Trump's playbook. Gerrymandering Dominion fears. Troops at polls. Scare tactics. How worried? Jasmine, very. He threatened federal troops in California's state election. Not federal, state ballot initiative. Pure intimidation. Dominion purchased by an ally? He's not above cheating. But fear is the point. We fight back with facts and bodies. Mark, counter-strategy? Jasmine, infrastructure. Scale No Kings rallies into training hubs. Poll watchers, rapid response teams, education. Every voter knows their rights. Door knocking, texts, ads. Litigation, preemptive lawsuits. Emergency injunctions. Turnout, motivate non-voters. Obama coalition plus new voters equals landslide. Mark, Dominion machines, real risk? Jasmine, educate secretaries of state. Reject Dominion. Paper ballots, audits, transparency. We've beaten rigged systems before. Mark, GOP claims election integrity. Translation? Jasmine, voter suppression. Purges, ID laws. Fewer polling places in Black/Latino areas. We sue, we mobilize, we win. Mark, joy on November 4th. How we fought it. Jasmine, remind people what's at stake. Healthcare, food, freedom. Trump throws Gatsby parties while cutting aid. We fight for people. He fights for billionaires. Mark, final message? Jasmine, fight like your life depends on it, because it does. Train, vote, sue, win. Texas, America, we're not done. Mark, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Thank you. Subscribe to Democracy Docket. Link below. Outro music.